What's up? This is your girl, Mz.Tee. I am at Punto, the spot. About to go on and do my thing, so make sure y'all tune in.
Powered by Adventures Music and Chris Gotti. We back. Yeah. So what's good, everybody? We got a dope show tonight. You know what I mean? Anytime somebody come from Harlem, I get excited because that's my hometown and all that. You know what I mean? I spent the majority of my life there.
Especially when it's a woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Mz.Tee in the building.
Yeah, absolutely. In case y'all don't know, Mz.Tee is from Harlem. She's legendary. You know, she came up in the streets of Harlem. She knows a lot of things. She experienced a lot of things.
She's a G.
Right, and right now she got 2 books out. One is called The Harlem Heroine or Heron, and then you have Snitches that's out, which is a lot going on right now. Like, yeah, so everybody welcome Mz.Tee.
Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah, so Mz.Tee, we're gonna start. I guess I want to start with what made you want to write the books, and we'll go from there.
Let's go from one book at a time because each book represents something different, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so.
Well, my brother got killed in 2000.
Okay.
So that is a pain that I've never felt, ever.
Right.
I didn't start out being a writer.
Right.
Writing was not in my thing. I was, doing other things. But he died in 2000. I ended up moving to Atlanta to kind of get my head together.
Right.
So in like 2005, I was like, I started writing stuff down. I was like, I gotta write this book because his death, like I said, was in 2000, but it was some other things that went on in my life in the 90s. So I was like, I got a story to tell.
Right.
Never thought about making money. That wasn't my thing. It was like I just need to get it out because I just felt like the walls was closing in, and like I said, losing him, like
That was the last straw.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
So
tell everybody who that was.
Oh, Baby J.
Okay.
Jermaine from Harlem.
Lincoln
Projects.
Right.
Yep. So so I started writing.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Is this pertain to a particular book or
Harlem Heroine?
That one?
Yeah,
okay,
that's
what I want everyone to
Yeah.
hear. Okay.
So Harlem Heroine started in 2005 and I published it in 2015.
Okay.
It took me a minute to publish it because, when you write, you have to read it over and over and for like 3 years, I didn't open it because it literally made me sick. Like it made me nauseous.
I relate to you. So much.
So,
writing a book and hearing you speak is it's good for me.
So take your time, don't rush, and I'm glad I did it that way because the universe will let you know when it's ready.
Right.
And 2015 it was ready.
I've been writing for 2 years.
So mine took 10.
For that.
So
timing, you always
Timing is everything.
talk about timing, and when the time is right, you will know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The universe conspires, and just everything starts to kind of forces you to fucking do it. You just force it, like, oh shit.
Right.
So Mz.Tee, I watch your documentaries and I studied you, so that's how because I'm younger. I'm younger, so
He excited. He made me excited. Now that I met you, I know why.
Yeah, so I'm in my early to mid 40s, so I'm younger. So, but I also noticed that you had both of your parents growing up.
Yes, I did.
You had a structured household.
I sure did.
So people tend to think that most of the time people get into the streets, because
broken
home, abuse, everything. Right. So tell the people about that.
Yeah, I grew up with both my parents, Southern mother, Jamaican father, strict household. Good old Jamaican ass whipping.
Those are important. Very important. We were talking about that last
week. They get those down south too.
But
she'll get you locked up today.
Absolutely.
It's taken away. You see the lady who you try to teach me the lesson on social media that took all the kids from us.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
You know, well, some no kids today. Nah, you going down.
Who knows what she goes through in that house with all them kids?
Yeah.
Listen, I used to get punished, and I'm talking about my punishments was beating my ass with chancletas and correas. Like they didn't play. For the dumbest thing, for me not eating my soup. Oh, you don't want to eat? Okay, I'm gonna give you a reason not to eat. Blow up your mouth. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like,
Excessive.
Blood in your mouth. Nothing. Backslap. Clap.
I was sitting there 2 hours looking at food too because I didn't want to eat.
so real.
But when I speak to parents, sometimes I tell them, you know, because you have parents that say, damn, what did I do? Where did I go wrong?
Right.
And you didn't go wrong anywhere. Anywhere.
Right.
You know, like I said, my mother, she worked a lot. Now, my father spent a lot of time in Jamaica where he ran businesses.
Okay.
And the street life, I just gravitated to it.
Right.
I wanted to be a part of it. You know, I was very curious. And of course, I loved money. I didn't need it.
Right.
But the greed and wanting more.
Right.
Like in my book, I describe Harlem as the stage.
Right.
You know, you want to be on stage.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, so, you know, whenever he was in Jamaica, I ran amok.
Right.
I had little sis with me, my mother at the hospital or the nursing home working doubles.
Right.
And that was it, you know. So, you know, I tell them, you know, sometimes it's like, but one thing I will say is, you know, as long as you instill those morals,
Yeah,
and
we'll
those
always have
ethics,
that little bug.
we will remember and we will go back to it. You know what I'm saying? And so as long as you do that, you know, my father didn't really know what was going on at all until maybe later on,
Right.
you know. But
I think that you writing that book kind of gave you that because you're saying it's just you are in pain and you needed to lash out.
yeah, and I really wrote the book really to tell how the game really was,
Right.
how the streets really was.
Right.
Because, you know, everybody that had no part in it, on the outside looking in,
So
you see cars, you see jewelry,
See the glamorous
the
life.
glamorous life.
Right.
But behind the scenes,
It's not it.
it's something different.
Yes.
You know, people are getting killed.
Right.
Can't trust
At
nobody.
21, I found myself tied up, pregnant, 6 months pregnant with my daughter,
Right.
with 3 guns to my head, talking about where the safe at.
Yes.
Right.
21.
Right.
I look at these 20, like our generation was different.
Whoa.
Right.
These kids today couldn't handle that. Like I'm 21 selling keys of coke.
Right.
We were so much mature back then.
Right.
You know,
But why is
But-
the question?
I,
You had to grow up
it's
fast.
just different. It's
Even
different.
my generation, like if you was soft, you was lost. Like you had to come
Yeah.
fast.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. But this is
Because
important.
women mature differently than men do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
she was playing a man's game though.
Yeah. Because she said something.
Because it was practice.
Again, I'm 50 short. My heyday was 80s, 90s, right? So I would say in that era, 80s, 90s, is you couldn't fake it before you make it.
Right.
People knew what
Right.
the fuck. Either,
Right.
and back
Come
then,
outside.
everybody couldn't get it. No, listen. Now everybody sells weed.
Right.
Everybody. You go to your fucking neighbor and everybody sells a bag of fucking weed. I ain't never seen that shit in my life. Right? And if they got perks, it's because the doctor prescribed it, and they only got perks for 3 weeks because the shit ran out of the.
Right.
So these days, not the same back then.
Right, you're right.
Back then, if you opened up shop, you knew that's his spot.
Right, yeah.
These are these dudes that run this. You couldn't put
Right.
another spot within a 5-10 block radius if there was a war. Like you couldn't call yourself one of them if you wasn't really one of
You
them.
knew who was who.
How? Right? And even in your
You still do because they're still there. They still carry.
no, but I'm saying back then,
Even
back
those
then,
people that right now
back
are
then,
still alive from
you
back
wasn't posting like.
No, there was no.
Listen,
there
we
was
didn't
no
take no
social
fucking
media.
pictures
You weren't
unless
allowed to.
you went out and they had that, you had the Polaroid, like people was not into the shit. Everything was more secretive, you could
Right.
move,
Right.
fuck a bank, you had stashes in your house, the mattress.
Now people take
It-
pictures with guns.
No,
Like,
people take
what?
pictures with guns, with mustaches
Yes,
of money. It was
all
a
kinds of
different era.
nonsense.
You didn't let anyone know what you were doing. That was from the outside, it looked glamorous.
Right.
From the inside, even your best friend, you had to be careful.
Right. You still do. It's gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gotten worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back then, there was actually more loyalty. Now it's like I've been around. First of all, I'm in such a in the middle of, I still know people that decided to stay a certain way, to live a life a certain way, and I don't blame them. That's your thing. Go ahead. I have friends. I have actually really good friend of mine that are not amazed by this celebrity, social media life. And I respect them for that. Those are the kind of friends that no matter what, we don't have to hang around each other, but we will always be in contact because I need that ground. I need that steady ground to be like, hey, I need your opinion because I know you're going to give me something solid. Nowadays, I'm around people where they say, oh, hey, this is my sister. Let me introduce you. This is my sister's my family. And you walk away and they're like, yeah, but don't trust her. And I'm like, but that's your sister. How does those two and two go together? Back then, you introduced me as your sister. They would look at you funny if you spoke bad about your sister, because they're like, hey, if you're speaking bad about your sister and you just introduced me as your sister, then you a funny person. I need to be careful. Nowadays, people applaud people that talk shit about each other.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, because it could be projected in so many ways. We didn't have social media.
Right, and I think that
changed everything.
Yeah,
forever.
For everything else. You got these people. You got people on social media that's faking.
Right.
Like everybody's a celebrity on social media.
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just typing it on. They what they call them, finger gangsters or whatever. Just doing all kind of ignorant shit. Just to be seen. I don't get that.
Right.
I could be doing a whole lot of shit on social media, but I don't.
Right.
Because I didn't write. Absolutely. And it's like, I didn't write it for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for all this, I didn't. It didn't start out. For that. It was really just to inform people of how the game was, and that it really wasn't about nothing, to be honest with you. Because if I could have my brother back, fuck that book.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I lost a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people.
What
you know what I'm saying? Leo. I'm loyal to the bone.
Right.
Respect is everything to me.
That's strong too.
I was just telling him that. I'm like, Instagram.
I have a question for you now. The book is something that can you grab it on? Is it only hardcover or can you grab it online?
Yeah, it's on.
Do you have it on audiobook?
I'm working on that
because I can tell you, your voice is dope. You need to listen.
I've heard that.
I'll tell you right now.
I'll watch it like 5
minutes. You keep hearing it.
When you think about Nipsey, right? Nipsey Hussle would go to sleep every night, but he'd listen. He wouldn't do a lot of reading. He'd listen to the books, right? So, and that's something that I started doing a lot now, just because everything is, even if you try to read it off your phone, it's so, I'm older and eyes start going, right? So,
real quick, people from tribal backgrounds learn better by listening.
Of course. So I'm listening to her voice and the stories. If you imagine you telling that, it's just basically you reading your own book and telling the story.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be
the
dope.
Audio books for both of these. I have a girl. She was like, Mz.Tee, I listen because my documentary is at like 1.2 million right now, and I had this girl. She said, yo, I listen to you like 3 times a week. Like I'm like it's Law and Order. And people was like, yo, I need the audio book. Like I love your voice. I don't hear it. Yeah, shout out to Jay.
That's the universe. I just tell you, it's the universe coming back. And you probably thought about it.
I'm gonna have them done by Christmas.
Listen, you probably thought about it, but you was like, damn, if I do it, that's too condescending. It's like, you're not a spotlight person, so you're like, but now you're gonna have to take the spotlight on that just because you can deliver the story better.
Right. I got offered a contract, but they wanted somebody else to narrate it. I'm like, nah. Can't nobody tell my story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't nobody put emotion that I'm gonna put into my book.
And now are you gonna eventually turn it into a movie?
I'm working on some stuff. Actually, I want to do the live documentary first, because if I could get 1.2 million people to listen, they gonna watch me.
Right. Of course.
So I'm gonna
so you're gonna turn that into I get it.
But I want to shop it to like a network.
Right.
So that's what I'm working on. I've been, some people been coming to me, but to me it's not about the money, because this is my life. Like it'll stay a book forever before I let somebody fuck it up.
You gotta be the right situation.
What Chris and I preach is, intellectual property. You need to always own all the rights to your
Oh, yeah,
books.
absolutely.
You know, no, because when people come in and they want to cut a check, then
Yeah.
what are they cutting a check for? They want
Right.
own a piece of that
Right.
book.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say, never give up, right?
Right.
And if you understand it from the negotiation aspect of, that's why it's so important for you to do the audio also.
Yeah.
Just because it's energy.
Yeah.
Everything is energy, right?
Yeah.
And this is a story that really, you know, you're putting out something that's truthful. Man, the minute you drop it that way, it's out forever, right?
Yeah.
So from a residual standpoint, you can't quantify what it's worth because you're going to make money even when you're not here anymore.
Right.
So
Yeah.
think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's how
like,
deep
books
that
don't
goes.
expire.
Right.
Like it will be around. So
Right.
you know, and I got truck drivers like, Mz.Tee, come on, we want to listen to you while we drive.
Right.
Like I'm gonna have them both done.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you too, Mz.Tee, when your parents found out that you was getting in the street, what was their response?
My mother, you know, she's like the sweetest ever, a Southern Belle. She never beat us or punched us. My father was the disciplinarian.
Right.
But my pops kind of figured it out. He's like, Mz.Tee, you know what you do. You know what I'm saying? But he always knew from when I was young, he was like, I see you like, you know, pretty shoes and this. He was like, be careful.
Right.
Because money is the root to all evil.
Right.
And that always played in my head.
Right.
Always, you know. And of course, I found that out when I was tied up that my brother-in-law is actually that sent them people to my house.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's you know that again. That's why I wrote the book because you know people think that shit was sweet. It wasn't nothing sweet about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people will plot on you money. And it's not the money, it's just the person.
Right.
You know?
You gotta worry about that. You gotta worry about the cops. You gotta worry
All
about,
that.
yo, you don't sleep good. You wake up and say, then you gotta.
Yeah.
We grew up a lot faster than that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Here, look, back then, we wouldn't stay home and play video games. You had to leave. Your mom would kick you the fuck out of the house. Get out there. So you're out there playing in the streets. Now, you buy your kid a PlayStation.
Right.
You say, stay your ass in the house. It's dangerous out there, right? You know why? So that was the difference. Like back then, we were more.
We were definitely more mature because we had like, I mean, look at the Rich Porters, the AZs, my daughter father. They was like in their 20s. Like my daughter father was Fritz's right hand man.
Right.
I had a connect come up to me and was like, after my daughter father got locked up, he was like, I didn't know this man. I don't even know how he got numbers.
Mz.Tee, real quick, let everybody know who Fritz is. I know, like, but certain people don't understand.
Well, Fritz was known as the consignment king, probably known as
And probably the Bronx too.
in Harlem at one time. Definitely.
You won the
He was
Bronx.
definitely-
Harlem, you won the Bronx.
Yeah, he definitely had it. If you got some coke either directly or indirectly, it probably was from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say, I mean, although it was wrong, I'm not glorifying it.
Right.
But if you wanted to get some money, he definitely gave you that opportunity.
Right.
He was like the most generous person, very frugal. Like if you walk past him, you would think that he was just probably a bum dude. Because he wasn't flashy, no jewelry.
Which is a genius.
Which is a real,
That's a
real,
genius, though.
that's a bag that moves.
That's how you avoid all the bullshit, yo.
People who drive
Right.
the hoopties,
Even back
who drive the hoopties,
Yeah.
not the flashy
Yeah.
cars.
Right.
And you would be a millionaire.
I was trying to get my daughter father a couple of weeks ago to give me like, you know, how they was getting it, and you know, trying to give me a little bit because I'm trying to get him to do something.
Right.
You know, just to tell a story.
Yeah.
'Cause
You know he's plugged with Spanish. I'm just gonna put that out.
He's on there.
No, he been home for some years, but then he's deported. in Barbados.
Okay.
But yeah, Fritz definitely was that dude. He, you know, once he left, it was a wrap for a lot of people. Like, you know, everybody don't play the same. Everybody think that they could be that boss.
Right.
You know, everybody want to be the chief. You know, it's okay to be the Indian and
Anybody can be a boss. It takes a real person to be a leader.
Right,
Yes.
so you know, the person that took over, it just went down. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, you learn from it. You know, you move on. You just gotta.
We're done.
Alright, so again, Mz.Tee, tell everybody where they can get your books.
Oh, Amazon.
I'm people asking.
Our website www.mzteebooks.net. So yeah, Amazon, Kindle, our books. It's out there. And Straight Talk with Mz.Tee is on YouTube.
Alright, so again, we want to thank Mz.Tee, Harlem Heroines, Snitches, her books are online, so you already know. Support. Another week of El Punto the spot, you know what I mean? We out. Peace and love, everybody.
DTF Radio, highly unique radio.